That's how you know I'm telling the truth, man. They straight turned me off. They straight turned me off. Mm. Ain't something that went down the wrong pipe, y'all. Mm-mm-mm. Now you see they turned me off, right? You see they turned me off. That's crazy. This how I know I'm telling the truth. This how I know I'm telling the truth. This don't make any sense how they did that. Since they turned me off and everything, I'm gonna go ahead and laugh about that. They turned me off because I was telling the truth about the star children and all that other stuff. Then to top all of that, they know what's to come when it come down to the planet. They know the planet is off because our women are off and the different dimensions and portals that have been opening up. Us being star children, we are witnessing all of this. We're witnessing everything that's dealing with the planet itself, how she's changing, transforming, and so on. You know what I'm saying? Witness what's going on, peace. We're going through transformations. How you doing, William? So when we're seeing how she's transforming and so on, you know what I'm saying? So what's happening when she starts moving? What's going on, William? I said, how you doing? Shout out to you. Peace. Like I said, by all the stuff dealing with CERN, opening up the portals too, and you got people opening up portals and don't know how to close them. And what was happening, a lot of things going on in the portals and the shifts. So now people are starting to ask questions because some people feel like, okay, if you ever went to the store, right? You went to the store and then you brought some stuff home from the grocery store. You bought some stuff in the grocery store, right? Hey, how you doing? Peace. So it's like when you buy some stuff in the grocery store, correct? And you come back and you know you bought something. Let's say you bought some pizza or whatever, right? And you was gonna make some pizza that night. You look into the bag and you're like, hold up. Why the hell I don't have nothing here? You know what I'm saying? You're like, why the heck I don't have nothing here? Like, why the pizza not here? You know why? Because you went through another time continuum, another portal, and so on. That's why. You understand what I'm saying? So you went in time because of all the portals that have been open. So a lot of people are starting to realize something's not right. The energy shifts and all of that stuff is causing all this chaos and confusion. Then by these portals opening up, it's also unleashing a lot of legions of low regional beings that are also incarnating into the people's bodies and also into these new babies that's coming in. So we're going through a whole lot of stuff right now. And us as the people that's waking up, our job is to know how to protect our energy and also start raising up not just the vibrations, but whatever we supposed to get ourselves initiated in, we supposed to go through that. You understand? So a lot of things are happening here. A lot of things are taking place here. And for us to really know who we are, we have to really start looking within. And also listen to music to raise up your vibration higher. It's time to raise your vibration higher. And whatever school of thought you came out of, that is going to be your base. You understand? Us being star children, we're going through a lot of transformations with this planet. And we are vibrating with the planet. Period. How you doing? Peace. Gladys, how you doing? We're vibrating with the planet. But also keep in mind, even though she's transforming, thank you, Thaddeus. Even though she's transforming, we also have to transform with her. Raising the vibrations is one way. And also using divine love is another way. Doing the shadow work, looking within, facing your inner demons. Of course, it's going to hurt because you know why? It's a lonely path. But if you find people that's on the same path, you're not alone. This is one of the reasons why I made this channel for us. That's why I said this is our channel. So whenever I'm on, we could talk about anything that's really bugging you spiritually, whatever, This is our base. This is where we can talk. And if people want to chime in, they can. But if they want to be negative, they get the boot. We have no time. Do y'all know what's really going on? They're already talking about California getting hit with a tsunami and earthquake. They are saying right now that we, the U.S., should be worried about 2026 and 2027 because Gaia herself is transforming, and we are witnessing this transformation. And we have to realize that she have chakras too, just like we do. Like I've been saying in other lives, the core of Gaia is what they call the earth core. That's her heart. That is her heart, is the core. The plasma/blood is the lava. She's a living organism. I show videos of people, young women, men, being touched by the trees. They asked Gaia, said, Gaia, can you touch me? There's one video I showed in one of my old streams, like not too long ago. A young lady asked Gaia to touch her, and the tree touched her. She put the camera behind her where you can see nobody's behind her. She's alive. She's alive. Us being star children, we have to realize we are one with the planet. We came here to do healing and so on. We came here to do some serious work. I can't tell what anybody's job is, but that's why I said you gotta look within. My job is to point the direction, to help out much as I can, because I know I'm a light worker, I know all of that, but I'm not better than nobody. I'm just like everybody else. But this path is very lonely, yes. You'll be having a blessing, not blessed, but blessing to have somebody with you on this path. That's why I played the audio for you in the other video before they turned it off about what the natal chart represents. That's your soul contract, your natal chart. That you and the divine, or the creator, the primary creator, made an agreement upon before you came down here. See, what we have to understand right now, this right here is just the shell, the flesh. The real you is the brain and your eyes. and the things that the cords that's connected to the nervous system that have you move your hands and everything. That's the real you, as far as physical. Got what I'm saying? So we got to really understand that we are highly spiritual beings living a human experience. And we are having these experiences because we chose to have these experiences. We wanted to know how it felt to touch, to be human and everything. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. Now, what if remember I told you about the 33 vertebrae of your spinal cord, right? And I told you that's Jacob's ladder. In a metaphysical standpoint, that's Jacob's ladder. And the 33 vertebrae lead you to the Most High. Jacob's ladder leads you to the Most High. What is your Most High? Your crown. In Ifa, they call it your Ori. The Ori, or your crown, is connected to the divine. Your divine and higher self, who you are probably incarnated as on this realm. Because you got to remember, there's a higher version of you spiritually. You're also multi-dimensional, know it or not. There was a movie that Adam Sandler did years ago where he would rewind. He'll fast forward his life, then he'll rewind it back. That was also a metaphysical breakdown of being multi-dimensional, along with the movie Cloud Atlas with Tom Hanks and Halle Berry. I recommend people look at the movie Cloud Atlas. It's real, I'm telling you. There's certain things you're not gonna want to see in there, probably. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's it. Remote. That's with the remote. That's why it's called Click. Thank you, T-Time. That movie. See, I'm giving you movies and stuff like that. You feel me? So you can see for yourself. This is real serious. Like, you gotta really start looking at the metaphysical breakdowns. And like I did a stream. I don't know when I did it, but I was talking about the mitochondrial DNA that's only found in so-called black women. I did a video on it, and I showed videos on this Caucasian man literally saying it. The mitochondrial DNA is the X chromosome. And I went into details a little bit about how the X chromosome is connected to these psychic gifts and powers, know it or not. Hence the X-Men. Stan Lee was interviewed years ago. And he said that he did the X-Men during the Civil Rights Movement. That's when he created it. And then he said that people wanted to know the mutant, who the black people were. They were the mutants. And I said it in another stream. Magneto was none other than Malcolm X. Professor Xavier was Martin Luther King Jr. Listen, when this earth goes through all the calamities and all the catastrophes that's happening, you know who is actually in tune with the planet? The melanated people are. Mainly the woman, because the woman is deeply connected to her because of the X chromosome, because Gaia is seriously connected to the mitochondria. This is all facts. I say the same stuff repeatedly over and over again. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with you on that, Pisces. I saw that too, brother. So the thing is, we got to get back on track with the planet. And who we are star children. We are sent by the divine. Yes, exactly. Exactly. You're right about that, T-Town. And see, Stan Lee also said something years ago too. You know who influenced Stan Lee to create these superheroes? You ready to hear it? Melanated deities that came from out of Africa and also over here. Spider-Man is Anansi. If you don't know who Anansi the Spider-Man is, look him up. He was on the movie, the show American Gods before they got canceled. Wolverine, Iron Man, that is Ogun. Okay? Storm is Oya in Ifa. Ogun is in Ifa and also in Voodoo. The gatekeeper on Thor, that is also connected to Elegua. And Loki is too connected to Elegua. Oh, it gets even more interesting because Thor is Shango. See, this is where it gets interesting. And Black Panther is also another form of Shango. Stan Lee was influenced by our deities, our ancestral spirits that we used to use all the time until we got colonized. And honestly, when we were initiated into these particular ancient practices, it would align our chakras up. And it will open up our chakras to have spiritual gifts of seeing things before it happen, which is dealing with what they call I want to say clairvoyance, is what? Intuition and clairvoyancy, all of that. You say you say don't want to bring race up, but Cubans will not like black people, but have little black dolls in the corner of their house. Well, let's be real. I'm gonna tell you like this. Cubans. Let me tell you about the Cubans. A lot of Cubans, the original Cubans, look like us. How you doing, Tommy Matthews? The original Cubans look like us. A lot of those Cubans practice Santeria. That's another reason why they probably got the black dolls in their house. It's because of Santeria. You know what I'm saying? Santeria. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, you got to understand, a lot of their culture is our culture. Salsa was created by our brother, by us. All that. Matter of fact, man, I know my family, like I told everybody, my family Creole, so it's like I hung around a lot of brothers and sisters that were Cuban, Latino, all of that. I hung around brothers and sisters of Afro-Latino. I just hung out with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? When I literally was in the corner store one day. Matter of fact, I was in the store, not a corner store, it was a store. That was like 7-Eleven. It's called Rural Farms out here in Baltimore, right? Tell you a story. There was a Puerto Rican woman from New York. Oh, we're gonna get into all of that too. We're gonna get into all of that real soon. So this Puerto Rican sister from New York called me in the store. I'm like, I said, where you from? I saw her face. She like, I'm from New York, I'm Puerto Rican. I said, I know something about your culture. She's like, what's that? She was like, I was like, well, Puerto Ricans they have the bloodline directly back to the Yoruba people, and also in Puerto Rico, a lot of you practice Santeria, which is also a form of Yoruba, which is also connected to the Orisha. You know what she said? She said no, right, real quick. She's like, oh no, you're right. It went from no, then saying, oh yeah, you're right, you're absolutely right. I said, yeah. And I ain't gonna lie, I was a little offensive because she tried to make it seem like I was wrong. I said, you know what, man, no disrespect, I know I'm right. And I wasn't being no conceited asshole, but I'm like, yo, you're not gonna just straight lie to me, and I know about your culture like that. There's a lot of rappers that are Afro-Latino that actually are practicing that. Matter of fact, what's his name? Forrest Whitaker is a priest. Forrest Whitaker is a priest, y'all. Forrest Whitaker is a priest. Y'all know about the girl Jamie Priestley? She's a priestess. Real talk. Y'all be surprised. You know what I'm saying? Like Jamie Priestley, she's a priestess, and Forrest Whitaker is a priest. Like, all jokes aside, let me tell you, our spiritual practices, yeah, tea time, is that shit. of Santeria. They are priestess. Jamie Priestley is a priestess of Santeria, and Forrest Whitaker is a priest as well. This is nothing made up. You gotta realize, yes, Forrest Whitaker. Forrest Whitaker. I don't want to make fun of him because I'm not that kind of person, but yes, the legendary Forrest Whitaker. Forrest Whitaker is, yeah, he's a priest. Yes, Olivia, is that Maynard? Yes, I'm gonna tell you something, okay? Santeria is a branch of the Yoruba tradition, the people of Yoruba in Nigeria, but also a lot of so-called black people that were already over here was practicing that and voodoo too. What happened? We had to mix our spirituality into Catholicism, and that created Santeria and voodoo and so on. Of course. So therefore, Jamie Priestley, Forrest Whitaker, just to name a few, because they was on the guy that initiated them. He had a documentary called Santeria, and he broke it all down. And he said that he mentions Jamie Priestley and Forrest Whitaker that he initiated. Now, some of us, I keep on telling. You say he gets deep into his acting. Yeah. Some of us need to understand that many are called, but few are chosen. All these people online saying that they're chosen, but chosen by who? This is where I gotta talk to the star seeds and be like, yo, there's a lot of people saying that they're chosen, but why the hell would you say you're chosen on social media? But what do I mean by many are called and few are chosen? Well, they're starting to come to you with that now. A lot of Africans, let me tell you a story real quick. It was a lady that lived next door to my house, and she was from Africa, well, from El Cabulon. That's the real name for Africa. Africa's El Cabulon. She used to live next door to me. She came outside. She came outside and she saw me, and she said these exact words. She was like, "Can I tell you something?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." "You're Native American." I said, "How you know?" She said, "Your cheekbones." She said, "But what they don't tell a lot of people is that a lot of black people were already over here as Native American." If y'all don't believe me, look up the tribe called the Yamasee or the Yamasee or the Yamasee. They're located in South Carolina and so on. They're located right down there. Look up the Yamasee or the Yamasee. Look them up. They're there, and they look just like us. Their chief looked just like us. This also goes into another group called the Arawak. The Arawak Native American tribe. They were in the southeast region of the United States. And a lot of them was in Louisiana, all the way down to South America, which is also connected to Mexico. And they also stretch all the way out to the Caribbean. Some people say Caribbean, but the Caribbean, right? They are also indigenous to this land. The Haitians are indigenous to this land. Exactly, the Olmecs too. Here's the thing. We were the Olmecs too, y'all. We were all of that. They lied to everybody. Look, man. Dan Calloway saying that stuff too. Everything that I'm saying. Dan Calloway been saying it for a long time. Many others been saying it for a long time. Everybody's starting to say it. Do y'all know right now, quiet as it's kept? Quiet as it's kept, y'all, that the so-called Native Americans are going to the federal court system and telling the people that so-called black people are the real Native Americans too. They're saying that now. Tell right here, right now, at this very second. You know what Saturday, Monday, they're going there and saying that. Exactly. I remember that. So now, as star children, we incarnated in here to also raise the consciousness of the people. That is the reason why we're here too. To raise the consciousness of the people. Not to debate with them. We don't got time for the debating crap. That's for some bull crap. If you got time and energy, you do that over there. What's going on, DJ? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna I like the vibe. I'm gonna go ahead and do that with you. You help out with all the other family members. Whoever say some negative, crazy stuff, you know what to do. Just cut them. Just cut them off. Let them know we don't do that over here. We don't got time for BS. Look, we got to raise the consciousness up, because when we raise the consciousness up of the people, guess what happens? Everything starts aligning. Thaddeus, I'm going to tell you something about the FBA thing. Do not call yourself that. I'm going to tell you why. Because it means Black American. It's also equivalent to African American, which is also going back to being called food. Trust me on that. If you want to say you're indigenous or whatever the case may be, that is fine. But that word, trust me on that. I'm not making up none of that. A lot of Africans that I come across, they don't show me hatred. You know why? Because I know about a lot of their stories. I know about their history. You get what I'm saying? Exactly. See? That's what I'm saying. See, right there. My great-great-grandmother was fully Native. That's what I'm saying. Now, when the times that when I was featured on the other channel, I would be in an Uber. Exactly, love wins. I was in an Uber, and I would talk to the brothers and sisters in Africa. Pisces the King. Hey, you're right, Pisces the King. Because listen, me and Pisces the King, we be knowing stuff like this. Me and him talk. Look, we talk, man. Me and Pisces the King talk along with Mothership. I talk to them. We know what's going on with this whole FBA thing. We just be like, no, no. That's all. Thank you, DJ. I appreciate it. Yeah, everything's peaceful. Everything's peaceful. We just gotta let Thaddeus know. Be careful, because that labeling, my dear beloved brother, the labeling of that. Don't get caught up in that. There's so many things. Matter of fact, Thaddeus, I need to talk to you outside of YouTube. That'll be you and, I need to talk to you outside of YouTube. Tea time, I might have to talk to you too. I'll just talk to y'all outside of it, so we can really get to the breakdown of all of it. Got me? Because what we talk about, really, that's what's up. And right here, we're going to keep everything love and peace, but we just don't want... Exactly. Universe be working for us. Exactly. Oh, man, my phone died.